Kodem Kol Kavod LeYahweh Kadosh Israel, Selah. In today's episode of Spiritual Contemplations, today's topic is appreciating the now. This is a topic that's really personal to me. This is something I think about a lot, and I have to be very intentional about because I know my own tendencies. And maybe this can be something a lot of people relate to. I just don't know. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, the ins and outs of what I do to help me with this. And hopefully it gives you some insight and it can help you too. So, on the topic of appreciating the now, I was raised in a very systematic household. You know, every day was wake up, brush your teeth, drink water, get dressed, eat breakfast, pray, go to school. Like every day, like clockwork, from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Every day, except the Shabbat, obviously. But that's how I lived. And my my mother, is a very systematic, scheduled. If it's gonna rain tomorrow, I'm gonna take a jacket today. That type of person. And that's a really good trait to have. But the side effects of it is you don't really enjoy the sunshine because you worried about the rain that's coming tomorrow, and in appreciating the now, I for the life of me, I couldn't understand people who was like, live life for today. Life is about today. I was like, that's so stupid because tomorrow is going to happen and you're going to be unprepared. And next week is going to happen. Next month is going to happen and you unprepared, and it always made me so rigid about how I live life and how I experience things. And unfortunately, I missed out on a lot of events, like on so many moments, because I was so worried about tomorrow. I was so worried about next week, next month, next year. And life hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows. So I've always had something real to worry about. And having that something real to worry about always ate at my heart and always ate at my soul about not really appreciating the now. I remember when I was leaving Israel, my friends, they had a little, going away type of situation. And I enjoy it, but like right now I can't think of a memory from there. Like in the moment I was ha 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 he, but like right now I can't think of a moment I was present there because in those moments I was thinking about what I have to do tomorrow, what tomorrow entails. And back then that tomorrow was tough. It was leaving Israel with my and my sisters, and it was crazy. It was crazy. So on the topic of like appreciating the now, I I really struggled with being present in different moments where I could have cherished the memories. I could have cherished what was going on. I focused so much on what tomorrow entails, what tomorrow is gonna be like, and that's been really tough for me, and being intentional about that. So I something I try to do on the practical side of things, something I try to do on a daily basis is I ride a motorcycle. So I really try to take in the ride, take in just being right there, having the opportunity. And it allows me to also be really appreciative of the fact that I have this thing. I have a house to go to. I have an apartment, a motorcycle, an office. I have those things. And when things do get tough, I remember that this too shall pass, whether it's good or bad, but it allows me to embrace whatever I'm going through in the moment. My friends came here, my boys, my brothers, man. They came here in December, last December. And I was so worried before that I would spend most of my time worried about making sure they had a good time, that I wouldn't necessarily have a good time myself because I'm worried about them having a good time. It's the same example of you worried about the rain tomorrow, you're not appreciating the sunshine that's happening today. But I don't know, I was really intentional about it. And I have to say it was the best experience. Like I can't even put it into words really. Like I'm not a big fan of like guys boo-hoo, ha ha ha, crying all the time. But man, man, man. just being there, being able to see people I didn't think I'll ever be able to see again in my entire life in my house. That was something. And I was so intentional about just like appreciating them being there. It's like every time I'm like, I'm so happy y'all here. They're like, Jay, we get it, And I was like, oh, we happy we're here too. And it was something, and it showed me the power of appreciating the now, appreciating what you have right here in this moment, right? Like it's right there. And something like you hear different parents talk about is they always miss those moments when the kid was there, but they was worried about something else. And now the kid is grown and like, oh, you grew up so fast. Like appreciating them at this level, at this stage in life. So you don't have to sit back 30 years from now and go, man, I wish I appreciated them more. That's a tough regret to have. And I don't want that. And I've tried very hard to appreciate the little moments. I don't believe life is made up of Turks and Caicos and Barbados. I don't think that's what life is made up of. I think it's the little moments that happen every day. But you have to cherish those little moments every day as they come. Because little do you know, those moments aren't going to last forever. And when they stop, the only regret you'll have is not taking them in more. And I don't want that. I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for my children. I'm of the mindset of if I can fix something now that I can prevent from happening later, I'll do that now. So like a lot of work on my mental, my emotions, whatever. So I don't have to bring that or start working on that when I have children. Like I said, it's a very good trait to have when you can prevent something from happening later if you can prepare for it now. But there's a balance in that. I think we get so caught up on the one side of the scale that the other side just gets completely out of balance. And finding that balance is being present. I think it's being present, being able to see like, okay, this might not be so good, or this is good, and tomorrow might not be so good, but let tomorrow be tomorrow. Be present tomorrow for tomorrow, which would be today. But the only moment you have is now, and that sounds really like spiritual stuff, but in reality, it's what it is. We only have now, and appreciating what we have now, the good and the bad, this I think it was it Solomon? I think it was Solomon. He had a ring that he got made, and it was engraved in it, this too shall pass. It's a good reminder to have. Letting yourself know like the good, the bad, like the times that you think life is just going, you know where it's going. But this too shall pass. Bad moments are going to pass, good moments are going to pass, but appreciating them for what they are now allows you to keep a clear mind and push forward. And I don't know, it prevents you from regretting not appreciating them when they came. And I think that's a powerful life lesson, especially for us conscientious people who so focused on next week we forget to appreciate today. I think I I was pushed into being more conscientious by the type of lifestyle. And for people who don't know, conscientious is basically like, people like entrepreneurs and I'll sacrifice now for later. I'll starve now so I can eat more later. Those type of people, the super hardworking people where people like just live life, and the guy's like, no, I need to do this. Yeah, those kind of people. I'm sure everyone knows somebody like that. But yeah, that's how I am. And I'm always so focused on doing things tomorrow, doing things for next week, doing things for next month that I lost so much time because I never appreciated what was. I never appreciated those moments I was given. And it's the consequences, it's the regret that I have to live with today, but it's not the regret I have to live with next year because the flip side of being conscientious is being present. And if I can be present to prevent my own conscientiousness from creating regret for me later, then that's that balance coming into play, you know? Is I work out now so I don't have to worry about getting fit later. But if I work out now, I can appreciate the body that I'll have later also. It works together in a beautiful harmony, but you can't get caught up on one side of the axis, because I can't get too caught up on today. A lot of people get caught up on today. That's why it never made sense to me when people go, oh, just live life. Oh, just enjoy today. It's like, I think you're enjoying today a little too much. I think you should enjoy today. You should enjoy the sunshine, but keep a jacket in your backpack or in your little compartment, whatever, just in case it rains. But that doesn't, you shouldn't let that stop you from enjoying today, just like you shouldn't let today stop you from preparing for tomorrow. So they have to work hand in hand. You can't go completely one side of the scale and then jump on a complete opposite side of the scale, because then you're just creating the same imbalance on a different side. It doesn't make sense. So there has to be a practical application to it, which is a lot harder than it sounds, but it's also necessary. And yeah, it's worth it. I have to say, from my experiences in trying my best to find that balance, life has dramatically improved. Not to say that it was horrible before, it was just imbalanced. And sometimes we don't see the consequences of that imbalance until later. And so I was having a conversation today with a young lady, and she was telling me, like, oh, you can die drinking this coffee. So why don't you just eat meat and then just, enjoy life, because you only live today. And I was like, I'm not living life for today. I'm living life for my body, my mental, whatever, for 30 years from now. And I give her the example. If you go down the route of existential nihilism, which is, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, so why get in relationships? Why work a job? We start applying these things practically, it falls apart, because anybody, any social whatever, can tell you that being in a lasting relationship that lasts 30 years is far greater than being in a relationship that lasts every weekend. And when you apply that 30 years from now, you can look at the difference in happiness or difference in lifestyle and the quality of life from someone who is in a relationship every weekend versus someone who's been with one person, one lifestyle, one diet for 30 years. You can look at the consequences, the end results, and the benefits of both. And my thing is, I'm not living life for myself now. I'm living life for myself in 30 years. And that's a very conscientious way of looking at life, but it also allows me to live in the moment of now, because I know in 30 years, I'm going to want to enjoy what was, what is, and what will be. So why not start that practice now? And to me, that makes sense. And maybe it makes sense to other people. That's why I make these videos. Hopefully someone watches it and be like, that's not a crazy idea. Maybe there's something to it. I don't know everything, but I think I know enough that it's enough to share. And from my interactions with people, funny enough, I'm starting to think I'm a lot smarter than I think I am. And maybe that's another topic for another day, but it's interesting, to see the effect that you have on people, even though you don't know it. It's not so direct. It's not like, oh, yeah, it's Leo, this great guy. It's like, I heard something else Leo said like 3 years ago, and it kind of stuck with me. It's like, hmm, maybe there's something to it, you know? But being appreciative of the now, appreciating the now would allow you to live a more fulfilling life from my experiences later and in the past, because I want to look back at the moments and the experiences that I'm having now, the good and the bad. And I can look back at those fondly, or, with a little bit of hurt in my heart, but I can remember them because I was there in the moment. I took time to be present. And that's really like the essence of today's topic, being present in the now, the good and the bad. This too shall pass. And even though it'll pass, you can still prepare for what will be. Like I said, you can enjoy the sunshine and prepare for the rain tomorrow. One doesn't have to cancel out the other. And don't go on one side of the scale, the opposite side of the scale. Find that balance and understanding this is right now and tomorrow is going to be what it is. And I can enjoy now and prepare for tomorrow for whatever it'll be. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. If you find anything interesting about what I said, you can comment down below. I post these videos. I try to do it every Monday, every Shani, but this week has been crazy. So it's Rivi, it's Wednesday, and this video is going to be posted. So yeah, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop these videos. Have a y'all blessed day. Y'all kai.